Our hero must be quiet to avoid alerting the king.
What's that noise?
The King's Guard will never expect Croft to climb the castle.
It's probably that kid climbing around on the fucking roof again.
The castle tower is taller than she thought.
Did you repair that gutter?
Nah.
Our hero spies another entrance.
Why not?
Been busy.
Doing what?
Masturbating mostly.
Fair play.
Sorted then.
Yeah. Level 2. Hi guys, welcome to another video from Overbite Gaming. I am the Majestic Snare, and that is something.
We still don't know what. It's been years and they're still running tests.
Juries are out, lab results are not back yet. Anyway, today's video is going to be a review of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is, again, it's been out for ages. But we've only just got a chance to get together, combine our views about the game, and give you an insight on whether to pick it up or not.
Yeah, so it's the third game in Crystal Dynamics Reboot, who are published by Square Enix. You don't have to buy save files, it's okay.
It's much better this time, but it's definitely got the hallmarks of a Square Enix game.
It does indeed. Tell them why.
Purely, it's about style over substance for the most part. This game is a good-looking game. It's all
a
right.
Nice-looking game, yeah.
Settings are great. The story, quite compelling in a Tomb Raider kind of sense. You know, you're trying to find out something against Trinity, the evil corporation that's trying to pick up and get there before you are, or just follow you and then pick up and steal things from you, generally.
So we have a Hispanic protagonist this time.
Yes, who you see about, what, twice?
2 or 3 times. Yeah, he's mostly in the background. You only really confront him a couple of times.
The problem is with these Tomb Raider kind of games, that the antagonist is always a bit kind of underwhelming.
Yeah, because it's more about not falling to your fucking death.
Every 5 minutes, yeah. Whereas you might expect Tomb Raider to be a little bit more of a female Uncharted kind of game, which it is a little bit. I don't think that the platforming is done as well. No,
I mean, there's 2 schools of thought on the platforming, and that's the people that are pissed off when you jump at something that looks like you grab hold of you and just fall to your death, because you weren't pixel perfect, and the other people that don't like white marks showing you where to jump.
And you have both of this. Both of these things in this game.
You have the white marks on and you still miss.
To be honest, I found the traversal stuff pretty engaging this time around, because you had the when you're jumping across sometimes and it's too far to go and you just miss the ledge, you can actually throw out your kind of ice pick on a rope.
Yes,
sort of
they have a
catch into the
grappling
rock.
hook. I'm not sure where they got that from. I'll try for it.
So the comparisons with Uncharted will be quite prevalent in this. I would say the only kind of stark contrast you have is that if you've played Uncharted, you know it's kind of focused a lot around sort of set-piece combat zones and then a bit of puzzling. Whereas this edition of Tomb Raider is the other way around. I think there's a lot more puzzles and not as much combat. So, and I don't think you liked that.
No, I would have preferred to see at least a little bit more combat. I mean, it's a good deal into the game before you actually get to shoot someone in the face with an arrow. I mean, yeah, okay, you have like Jaguars ahead of that, but like for something that's like the face of the game, which the Jaguar kind of is, you don't see it so much. You like fight 2 at the beginning and then it fucks off and attacks you 10 minutes later and you kill the other one. And
isn't there a mythical beast kind of thing that you go off and do something for a side mission?
Oh no, I didn't really pay any
I think I
attention
did
to the
that
side missions.
There's a side mission you go off and it's like, oh, we're dragging people away into the forest, and it turns out it's an angry jaguar type / just general big cat put into some armour so it's hard to kill. And it's quite easy because it just runs around in a circle, so you just wait for it and go bang, it runs away and it comes back and goes back. It's not very challenging, but it is in the game.
I call bullshit on that. If you ever have like a pet, you try putting clothes on that fucking thing, let alone armour. It is not happy. That jaguar will just be on its back going.
I think it'd be doing more than that. maybe a little bit more threatening.
Oh no, it's trying to get the armour off, is what I'm saying.
That's not how you get armour off, Lee. We both know that. That does not get armour off.
Oh, okay. I don't know, maybe if it's like mitten armour.
Just a pause.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this game you'll be spending a lot of your time going around collecting resources.
Yeah, it's kind of a carry on of it's been getting more expansive over the 3 games. Like the second one, you're running around stripping sticks to build arrows, and this time you're like picking up, I think it's bugs and stuff like that, isn't it?
Bugs, spiders, wood, cloth, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, fat or oil.
Yeah, you get that from killing animals. Yeah.
Yeah. So you use it to obviously build like specialty arrows and traps and stuff like that, which is par for the course, really. I mean, the one thing I did find in this game is I was insta-dying a lot more than the previous 2.
I'd agree.
I find that the platforming isn't as clear cut anymore.
No.
So you'll be on a ledge and you'll be like looking at 3 different ones and trying to guess sort of where you're supposed to try and land, and being wrong most of the time.
Yeah, I did feel like the settings were very Uncharted sort of inspired. They were kind of like a race of people you come across during the game, which are kind of like indigenous, and they kind of got this feeling of like Shangri-La folk from Uncharted 2.
I was thinking more like the guys from Ghosts of Mars.
But it's it doesn't strike you as out of place, but it does seem a bit derivative from Uncharted storylines. So that's a little bit of a downer. But if you like Lara Croft and Tomb Raider games that have come out on the other 2, I think you're going to enjoy this one, because I did generally.
Yeah, it's probably the one. I mean, I finished it. I haven't finished the second one. I finished the first one. The first one's still my favourite of the 3, though, by quite some way. I think it's good because you get to see Lara evolve, and then in 2 and 3 she's like just a death machine, really.
Yeah, I mean she doesn't feel like she's inorganically grown into the Tomb Raider sort of role.
No, I mean, but like in that first game, you get to see her make her first kill and the impact that has on her,
yep.
And then she sort of acclimatizes to it and starts murdering every motherfucker.
But there's one particular moment in this game where there's just a lovely silhouette of Lara against some really strong music. It's kind of shot really well, and it just made me feel like, oh fuck, now it's on. Like, it really got to me.
Rambo moment.
It was a Rambo moment. But then she goes on a bit of a massacre type thing, to like, because she's enraged about something, and I just found it really good. And I was like, this is what Square Enix does well. They know how to shoot a video game, don't they?
Well, Crystal Dynamics, they were the developers.
Maybe they had an input, but it's got that Square Enix brand on it. To me, that's what Square Enix is good and known for. But yes, Crystal Dynamics has obviously done a great job with that particular moment, and a couple other set pieces were fun too. And well, there's a flooding scene, although it's difficult to traverse, which we both found, dying a lot of times and getting swept away. The actual kind of the way the level comes together, and it feels quite urgent, and it's a compelling set piece. It's just that there's not a lot of them. I'd want more.
I mean, in that, she would have so drowned in that bus. No way is she kicking out the back window of a bus.
Yeah.
It's just like, what? Yeah, there's a number of points there where I almost threw the controller down. There was this like one where you have to swim underwater, and there's these like patrolling shoals of piranha, and it was just like you need to find the exact way at the exact time, otherwise you're fucking dead. And I died so many times.
The problem with that particular moment, it only happened once, I think.
Yeah, I didn't. I think there were a couple instances of piranha, but for some reason I had a problem the second time.
Yeah, I think in the story version there's maybe 1 or 2, but there might be more in challenge teams, which we'll get into in a minute. But the problem with that is that with most patrolling guard type situations, it's on a level playing field, and you only have to think in really 2 dimensions. But with the Piranha, it's like you have to go into high reeds at the bottom to hide, and then they'll go past, then you go off again. So you're actually doing it in 3, so it makes it more challenging. But there's no getting away from them. You can't outswim a fish.
No.
So,
and of course, you need to breathe as well. So
yeah, kind of fucked. Those kind of little pockets of air were kind of good because nice little quick animation that wasn't too didn't interfere with what you were doing.
Yeah, I did find that I could get turned around when she came back down.
Yes, yeah, I did set up on
like,
as well.
So I'd be swimming like back where I came from, then go, oh fuck, to
Now
have to
I've got to
turn
get
around.
my air again.
Yeah, and then it turns me round again. I'm like, oh fuck.
So there's lots of challenges and pickups and things to find in the game levels. It's a very nice trackable, 100% in completionist kind of feel to areas. So you can go back in later times to kind of go back and open up areas you couldn't do before with certain skills and stuff. But it's not necessarily this time that you unlock those skills as part of the story. You actually have to purchase the equipment.
Yeah, it does have a very large skill tree. I would say 60% of them I would actually find useful.
Yeah.
There are rewards for like completely unlocking a tree, like you get access to certain sort of elite skills and new outfit as well.
Yeah, and there's the challenge teams that you find by sort of yellow markers around the world, and then you go in and have to get to a certain chest from a puzzle, which some of them are quite inspired. Some of them, I want to use the word derivative again, but it's not the right word. They are very, very kind of similar approach of do a thing, come back, do a bit more, come back, do a bit more, come back, and then change it. And it doesn't feel challenging. And I think there's actually a slider in the options for the complication of the puzzles, complexity of the puzzles. But I don't know how much that actually would impact those kind of situations at all.
Yeah, I mean, you get games like, I think, Silent Hill 2, where the puzzle difficulty absolutely changes the puzzle completely. And then you get games where it's just like, okay, we've added an extra one. I'm not sure.
So I'm not sure. But in all the puzzles that you find in the challenge teams, very, very good. Fine. I'd had my good sort of puzzling fun there. But most of the game is set around getting to somewhere or doing a puzzle with a bit of combat thrown in the mix. I only had a couple of occasions where it's a proper gunfight. The rest of it I used to stealth around and take people, pick people off. And it was fun. Covering yourself in mud so you can hide on certain walls.
Which disappears during cutscenes, you need to remodify afterwards.
Totally realistic. It's just like, I watched Mortal Kombat 2, but they lose all their mud in that as well, so it's fine.
Yeah, but it's
Mortal Kombat
regarded as a terrible movie for a reason.
It's not a terrible movie.
It is a terrible movie.
It's a classic.
I love the first Mortal Kombat movie, but the second one is terrible. I was most let down by it.
But Sonya having a mud fight.
Yeah, but it's not Bridget Nielsen, it's this new girl. Bridget Wilson, not Nielsen. Oh my god.
But yes,
Sampress's Mrs.
Back to Tomb Raider. So I think the skill tree is pretty engaging and colourful and meaningful. You can see what's on there. It's very important with the skill tree. You need to see what's on there before you go down a certain road. And it's not easy to, where you waste points on your skill tree if you're not careful. So if you want to complete it, then you have to do a lot of stuff. And it'll keep you going for a long time, this game.
And it does have a new game plus, so you can go back and get the outfits that you didn't get on the first time through, that give you different benefits, upgrade your weapons more, and of course get those skills so you can unlock all the different extra bits from the tree. Yeah,
basic story is going to last you probably about 25 to 30 hours with a bit of sidage.
No, I didn't do side. I basically went straight through.
I don't think it's going to be a challenging game if you want it to be that way.
You will die. You will die a lot.
Yeah, but it's not challenging, is it?
Well, it's challenging to work out where I think I can jump and where they actually want me to jump.
Mm. There's sometimes you think you're better than you are, and you can jump further than you think. So
yeah, you sort of get into a rhythm, and then you go for a bit of wall where they're like, no, you can't climb on that, and you just like.
Well, I don't know if they're planning on doing any more Tomb Raider games. I think it kind of got billed as a bit of a trilogy, so I don't know if there are any more coming.
Yeah, if you're watching Crystal Dynamics or Square Enix, which is unlikely, I realise, but
let us know in the comments if you are Crystal Dynamics or Square Enix. It'd be cool.
Or if that's just your name somehow. Let us know.
Hi, Crystal.
But can we at least like keep the character of Jonah looking the same for 2 games in a row?
Yes. Now, yeah, because we don't know what he's supposed to be ethnicity-wise.
Like in the first one, he looks like a Maori sort of,
Yeah.
but like an ugly Maori. And the second one, he's like a rotund black fella.
I'd actually say the first one he's more like Hawaiian.
And in the third one, he's back to Maori, but he looks slightly better than in the first one.
At one point, he reminded me of the guy that played E. Honda in the Street Fighter film.
Oh man, I know who that is. Right, it's not coming.
So he stopped being Japanese and started being like Samoan or something.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
So we don't know what he's supposed to be. Like now he's actually a Maori looking, but he's always had the same necklace, so it must be Jonah.
Yeah, it must be Jonah because he got the necklace.
He's got the bally necklace with a hook,
and he's always training around Lara like he's wants to hit some of that.
He can take some punishment though, that boy. I mean, he's literally survived a plane crash in the part without any wings. So.
Yes, and all he got for it was a parasitic worm.
Yeah, I remember that. Ugh. Nasty. That was complete throwaway as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just like, oh, you better take care of that. We'll have a little chat about your family, and now there it's done.
Weird. But overall, had a great time with Tomb Raider. I don't think there's much to talk about because these games have been kind of the same, really-ish.
Yeah, I think out of the 3, this one's definitely my least favourite. 2 got annoying because it turned into a kind of where the fuck do I go game when you're like out on the Russian fucking wilderness and stuff, and I was like, I don't know where I'm supposed to be going now. I think I got past that though. I think I persevered and got fairly deep, and I didn't actually finish it. The first one I loved it, and if I feel like a Tomb Raider fix, I will go back and play the first one.
Yeah, the first one was a refreshing reboot of the whole franchise, and it was exciting.
And her deaths were a lot more gruey than this one as well. It's like she got fucked up in that first game.
Yeah, they weren't as good this time around. It's a bit like how God of War 3 was really good with the gore. Like they suddenly amped it up to ridiculous. Or was that Ascension? I can't remember. But one of the later, like last God of War games before the most recent reboot.
Well, pulling off what's his name's head while he's screaming.
Yes, Helios.
That was very Day of the Dead.
Yeah, so it was cool. But in the same way, like the first game had so much more gore in the Tomb Raider, and then towards this one, it's like a bit tame.
Yeah, it was like in the first one, you really didn't want to die because it looked so fucking painful. You're like, oh, fuck. Yeah,
proper ooh moments. So yeah, I mean, I think for me, I would probably like these games in order. It's a good game, but I prefer 1, then 2, then 3.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would say
traditional sequels being shitter than the original. I don't think they've changed enough.
No, I don't think they've changed enough, but the bits they've changed have made the experience worse for me. It's like, okay, I get that you want to do like this open thing and give it more sort of the player more facility and stuff like that. That's fine, but I really would like to know where I need to go sometimes.
It's not just that. I think we need to have a stronger story than the same one over and over again. Like the first one was different because it was the becoming of Tomb Raider. And like you were saying earlier, that the second and third one is just her being a death machine.
Yeah.
You know, there's no character progression of Lara. And
they try because you have a flashback to when she's a child.
Yeah, but that's not progression, is it? That's just reiterating where she's come from, which we've done in the first game.
Yeah, but like what I liked about the first one, it was almost like, okay, you've got
it was a struggle for her.
It was a struggle because okay, you had like a fit young woman, but she's in this situation and has to learn. And then you go back and see her as a child, and she's fucking Ninja Lara back then. And also, while we're on this subject, because this is one of my tweak points.
Oh, here we go. Get some popcorn, guys.
Americans, her name is Lara, not Laura, okay? I don't care if you've always said it's Laura. You've always been fucking wrong. Say it correctly or I'm going to find you. There we go.
Feel better now? Okay.
No, stop doing it!
I mean, it's potentially the way they pronounce it because they would probably say it the same anyway.
Because they're idiots.
Lara.
That's because they Americanize stuff because it's too fucking difficult to say, like Scarlett Johansson. We all know that's supposed to be Johansson, but because they can't say Johansson, it's a Johansson. And because they can't say Lara, even though Lara's an entirely different name to Laura, then yes.
You know most of our audience are American, yeah?
Yes! Speak English!
They do.
They don't.
If you want to get technical, they speak a more accurate version of English
That's only
defined
because
by
we
Webster.
misspelled aluminium on the label.
No, not just that, but they use English from the Webster Dictionary, which is a refined version of English.
Refined stupid.
Ours is French.
God, really?
Colour has a U in it.
Oh, fuck.
Americans, colour has a U in it.
Well, I apologise, but I'm not taking the Lara thing back. It's Lara!
And for honour, we don't want to go there again. But guys, after that beautiful rant, which does round off the Tomb Raider game review, I can see the veins in his forehead about this.
Well, we just got off the back of doing the Odyssey review. I crooked my neck in there.
Hey, you've uncrypted it.
No, I've been trying like this is why I'm looking over there during the video because like I can't look forward.
But so in terms of like score, then let's get back to a bit more Tomb Raider talk here.
Okay.
So, I mean, with the actual shops and getting new equipment through that route, and all the skill trees and kind of the resource gathering as a mainstay part of the game, away from all the combat and the puzzles. What score would you give it?
6. 6 out of 10 is my score. I think it's not a bad game. They definitely tried to go a slightly different direction with it, but I don't.
Not enough.
Well, I think more than enough. I mean, I don't like the fact they've lessened the combat. I don't like the fact that I have struggled trying to work out where I'm supposed to jump to in a lot of the game. Some of the puzzles, you're like, oh, well, it does that, okay, and then you're like, well, it won't do that. Oh no, because I didn't jump a foot over here instead. Now it works.
Well, some things I liked about the whole the challenges and the puzzles and things, certainly in the challenge teams, is you get the ability to kind of mix and match your outfit to give you special stats. So you can be like harder to detect by animals or harder to detect by people, or you can literally run faster or have a bit more protection against things, ballistics damage and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of cool.
I think one thing that we should shout out about as well, they've actually included it as like skins from older games, which looks really fucking weird, but it's cool that they're there.
I couldn't use them half the time.
Really?
Yeah, they seem to be blocked out for me.
Well, at the start of the game you can't, but you need to change from a campsite, and sometimes you have to be in a specific outfit. Like you go to,
that's right, yeah.
You go to a village and they dress you up in like native garb.
Yeah, so you don't get like arrested. But yes, I really enjoyed that kind of the skins almost of giving you different abilities and making you look a certain way, and they all look kind of good. There's none that look terrible, so you don't have to worry too much. There's a particular ornamental suit that you wear. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, it's
big
just
headdress.
It's just the fact that yes, you can mix and match, but sometimes the combinations look fucking stupid.
Nah, you just don't really taste.
And besides, you get like, oh, I'm wearing this native ensemble, and
Autumn 2015.
It's all dyed with vegetables, but it gives me benefits that my military outfit doesn't. That doesn't make any sense to me.
God, he's a real nitpicker today, isn't he? God. Would you give it 6 out of 10?
6.
Is that how many rants you've had?
No, I think I'm at 3.
He is counting. But yes, I'd probably give this game a 7 out of 10 because I find that the game itself is an enjoyable experience. I haven't been attacked with microtransactions and stuff. I don't feel like I have to. It is a little bit of a grind on collecting resources to upgrade stuff, and some of the challenges, or not necessarily the challenge tombs, but the challenges around the world, they can be a little bit abstract, and you can spend far too long trying to find those things. to shoot down or to collect or something.
Yeah, I think the whole trope of like, oh, we go to this location and find this, and now that tells us to go to this location and we find this, and I think that whole trope is starting to get a bit old as well.
Yeah, I'd like to see a lot more different sort of locations, not necessarily in the same space. If you look at the Uncharted games, how different they set their kind of areas to be.
Yeah, I think 4 is probably the best for doing that because you have the whole jail thing.
Yep.
And then you have it in England. And then you go to, where is it, where you look at the ruins for the stars.
Oh, yeah, it's like going to bloody Rio and stuff,
Yeah.
and then like some random, completely different environment. So you have a difference, and you have like a definite change from place to place. But
Yeah,
in this, you're in the forest.
In Tomb Raider, it's like, okay, this is the island one, this is the Russian one, this is the South American one.
Yeah, so a little bit changing up might be good for if you do any more of these games, just to keep it fresh and maybe have a different kind of storyline where, I don't know, you are playing with maybe a new prodigy that you've taken under your wing or something, so you can continue the franchise with something else.
It'd be nice if they just went, fuck all these mystical artifacts. She's obviously waging a war against Trinity, so let's just have her do that.
Make her become the head of Trinity or something stupid like that. Really turn it on its head. Like, she has to become the head of something she hates to...
Like Angel Season 5.
But seriously, have something that's different and try and push the boundaries, because this game is getting a little bit tired. You don't want it to become another Assassin's Creed, do you?
No, we don't.
Because it's not coming out every year, let's be honest.
No,
but
it's not coming out every year.
It's formulaic a little bit now.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, you're not going to change your life, but if you want a good sort of standard single-player RPG kind of game, that it's not a kind of game, it is a game, but if you want that kind of experience,
get Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
But I don't believe you just said that. It's incredible.
I know.
But yes, this game is going to be worth your time, so check it out.
Yeah, it's probably worth the money. It's not a bad game. It's okay. The 2 before were better, but it's fine. There's a fair bit of content in there. It looks nice. It does some new things. It does some things that I don't particularly like. But, I won't feel like, damn, I've wasted my money.
It's like a pair of jeans. Nobody's going to like turn their head as you walk past because you're wearing jeans.
Depends how
But
tight
you
they
know,
are.
they're well made. They'll last. Do you know what I mean? It's just a serviceable thing. It's not something to change your life.
My jeans aren't well made. They're cheap.
Okay, that's a bad analogy. Thanks, Lee. Yeah. Anyway, guys, we have videos coming out every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So check back then for some awesome content. And don't forget that we want you to like the video. So like it, please.
And also, if you want to join the family, this fucked up, disruptive family, click the subscribe button down below. And also don't forget to ring the bell, because YouTube might decide to tell you when our videos are coming out.
Maybe, but that'd be cool if you could. Oh, and let us know down in the comments as well what you think about the game, because we'd love to hear what you have to say, and whether you agree with anything that we've said, including the pronunciation of Lara.
And whether they should make her tits bigger now.
They're big enough.
Yeah, but they're smaller than they were.
Wow, what a way to end the video. Tits.
Had to get it in there.
Take care, guys, and catch you again soon.
Take it easy, guys.
Tits.